Hey guys, hope you are doing fine well. In this video, we are going to talk about trading and Bitcoin. What should you do? Should you trade cryptocurrencies or Bitcoin or anything else? Or should you just buy Bitcoin and hodl Bitcoin? Which is going to be more profitable and which is going to be more costly in terms of losses? So, trade or hodl Bitcoin. Now, the first thing that you have to keep in mind is that traders lose. Trading is high risk, low return. It's low return because very few traders actually make it, and very few traders actually make any money. And there is a study that was actually done in Brazil. Day trading for a living. It was done in Sao Paulo School of Economics. And as you can see here in the abstract, it says, we show that it is virtually impossible for individuals to day trade for a living, contrary to what course providers claim. We observe all individuals who began to day trade between 2013 and 2015 in the Brazilian equity futures markets, the third in terms of volume in the world. We find that 97% of all individuals who persisted for more than 300 days lost money. Only 1.1% earned more than the Brazilian minimum wage, and only 0.5% earned more than the initial salary of a bank teller, all with great risk. So basically, most day traders, 97%, lose money. And those who make money, they barely make above minimum wage. This is in the Brazilian economy, of course. And I can speak from experience. I actually tried to day trade, but I was actually doing non-binary option trading. And for a month, I would be making money. I would be in the profits. I would be profitable. Next month, I would be profitable. And then the third month, I would lose everything and start from zero. And so when you look at it, when you look at it from above, when you look at the whole thing, you realize that you are not profitable. You are actually losing money. And I would think to myself, why would I waste that money? If I just put it on Bitcoin, I would have made at least 60% on that money with zero risk and zero nothing. In other words, zero effort, zero time. I would make money. So one of the things that attracts people into trading, especially with all these scammers online who pretend that you can actually make money online, and they show you that they actually do it through these live trading events and live trading on videos, is that they only show you the times when they win. And with trading in general, people tend to fall for this survivorship bias. Basically, we focus on the winners and we ignore the losers. So you only see the 1% or 0.5% of people who make money trading. I'm not even talking about the scammers who pretend that they are making money, when in fact they actually make money from the commissions they get of the people who join the broker. They actually promote the brokerage, the broker himself, the company. And when you join, they get money, commission money from from the money that you join with. So that's not even how they make money. They don't make money trading. They make money by making you join their broker. And so when you look at all the people who try to start trading, they only see people who make money, people who lure you into trading by making videos with rented Ferraris and, going to these expensive hotels and all this stuff. It's all bullshit and it's all a scam. Okay, it's all bullshit and it's all a scam. And people who actually make money trading are very few. They are very few. They tend to be the outliers, and you can't really replicate what they do. And people who make money trading, they don't even have to tell you about it on YouTube, let's be honest. So yeah, survivorship bias is that this bias that we only see the winners and we ignore 99% of the losers. And also the other thing that doesn't make trading easy is that emotions can actually take over. So emotional decision making takes over. And I've experienced this myself. I would be trading and I would make my first winning trade, second winning trade, and then the third trade I would lose money. And then I would, I would tell myself, let's try to get that money back. Let's do another trade. And then I place another trade, I lose it, and then I place another trade and I lose it. And I realized that I'm doing it from an emotion based I'm doing it. I'm acting emotionally. I've gotten involved emotionally. I can't really separate my emotions from the cold disciplinary logic that you have to have in order to make it as a trader. So most people, they can't really control their emotions. So emotional decision making takes over, and you end up placing losing trades, and you start, acting impulsively. And also time and effort. Trading requires more time, effort, and emotional discipline. And emotional discipline is hard to get. It's not easy to be emotionally disciplined. And of course, it requires time and effort. And so it's not really that easy. I mean, if you can make money, the time and effort is worth it, right? But most people, they can't control their emotions and they end up losing money. And on top of that, you end up losing both money, time, and effort. That's why trading, most people shouldn't go to trading because of that. So they not only lose money, they lose money, time, and effort. And if you can just take that time and effort and put it into something long term, I made a video about Warren Buffett criticizing him because he doesn't understand Bitcoin, which you can watch here. But Warren Buffett actually, like I've said in that video as well, I agree with a lot of Warren Buffett's advice. And one of my favorite quotes from Warren Buffett, he says, nobody buys a farm based on whether they think it's going to rain next year. They buy it because they think it's a good investment over 10 or 20 years. In other words, most people who get into trading, they want to make quick money. They want to be profitable in the first day, in the first week, in the first month. And maybe you will be profitable in the first week. Maybe you will be profitable in the first month. Maybe even in 2 months. But the third month, you might lose everything. And so the difference between investment and trading is that with investment, you should be thinking long term. And you should get rid of this idea of trying to make a quick buck. And if you put that time and if you put that money and time and effort into just hodling Bitcoin, for the last 5 years, the average annualized return of Bitcoin was 61.5%, which most traders didn't get. For the last 10 years, it's 85%. Total return 997%. For the last 10 years is 47,000%. And that's not to mention that Bitcoin has been the best performing asset for the past decade, although this is not the past decade, this is the decade between 2011 and 2021. So you can see that Bitcoin outperformed everything with a cumulative return of 20 million percent and an annualized return from 2021 to 2021, from 2011 to 2021 of 230%. And of course, just last year in 2024, Bitcoin outperformed everything. It's outperformed the Nasdaq, it's outperformed the S&P 500, it's outperformed real estate, it's outperformed everything. So yeah, Bitcoin outperformed everything. And when it comes to trading, the other thing that you should keep in mind is that traders like large corporations, institutions they can manipulate the market. So markets manipulation, you can't win against the big players, the whales and the institutions, because they simply have great resources to manipulate the markets. And I want to actually show you a little clip that maybe some of you have seen before. So let's watch.
Extremely egregious. So on September 12th, Jamie Dimon says Bitcoin is a fraud. He says he'll fire any one of his traders buying Bitcoin. Bitcoin drops 24%. When Jamie Dimon speaks, people listen. So that weekend, we found out that the largest buyer of a Bitcoin fund that's in Europe that buys physical Bitcoin, right? The largest buyer was Morgan Stanley and JP Morgan. And that's not illegal. He says it's a fraud. It says he's buying anyone to fire. Yes.
And at the same time, his company is buying.
His company is buying it.
It's just, I mean, so unethical.
Right. Okay, George Soros. George Soros, in January 24th, price is already down, calls Bitcoin a bubble, says Bitcoin is the worst, the worst investment in the world. Don't buy Bitcoin. Don't buy Bitcoin. Basically throws gasoline on the fire at this point. And then what do we find out? So he says bubble here.
It drops 44%.
Right. And then here in April, 2 months later, guess what we find out?
Yeah.
His $26 billion family office has approval to buy cryptocurrency.
Right. And we only knew about it publicly here. And this is the kind of thing that George Soros is famous for this. Talking with.
So as you can see, guys, you can't really win against the big players, whether it's BlackRock or JP Morgan with Jamie Dimon. I made a video on Jamie Dimon. You can watch it here, where he talks shit about Bitcoin. And so, yeah, market manipulation. These big players, the whales in the institutions, they have high frequency trading systems. They have massive capital for research. They have exclusive data sources that you cannot access. So ask yourself, why would you play a game where the odds are against you and you are most likely going to lose? Because trading is a zero-sum game. For someone to win, someone else has to lose, okay? So why would you go into trading and lose your money and lose your sanity when you know that all the odds are against you and you are most likely to fail? Why don't you just stop trading, buy Bitcoin, study Bitcoin, HODL Bitcoin, and you will simply win. You can outperform everybody. You can outperform the hedge funds. You can outperform gold. You can outperform everything with zero risk, zero time invested, zero effort. You just buy and forget about it. And just like what Warren Buffett say, you have to think long term. You have to think at least 4 years. So at least 4 years, 5 years, 10 years, buy Bitcoin, hodl it for 4, 5, 10, 20 years, and then you will become wealthy with zero risk and zero effort. So yeah, that's all I have to say in this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you enjoyed this video, send it to a friend or two. Let me guys know what you think in the comments below, and see you in the next one. Take care.